Okay, so we're still talking about record keeping, which is at the center of everything that you do as curriculum specialist. I wanted to show you about the current state of affairs in one of our most important folders, the curriculum agenda and minutes folder. Um, One of the things that is critical when you're going about storing your records for curriculum is setting up a good file naming convention for your folders. I have to say that my predecessor at Modesto, when I took that role in 2001, she actually had a pretty good system in place that I had to make very minimal modifications to as time went on. Unfortunately, that wasn't really the case when I got here to this role because of the high amount of turnover we'd experienced and sort of the um, you know, people were just moving fast between roles. And so we've ended up with some legacy data problems in terms of those things. At the center of record keeping when it comes to curriculum agendas and minutes is a file naming convention that you commit to muscle memory, that you stick to. It's ultimately going to make your life easier. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the curriculum agendas and minutes folder, and you're going to see that we're sort of in a state of transition. Um, what we've done here is created a folder, created a system in which meetings are sorted in folders. So when you have a curriculum meeting, you have any number of things that go along with that meeting. You have the curriculum agenda, and you might also include the minutes from the prior meeting because faculty have to approve minutes at the meeting. And you also may have some attachments that need to be reviewed. This college uses supplemental paper forms or electronic forms called Form As, DE addendums, materials fees may or may not become part of this. And they're separate from CurricuNet. They're not part of the CurricuNet system. So we need to be very compulsive about filing those because they are part of the record. So what I have asked that we do going forward to at least set some consistent model in place is to organize meetings into folders by meeting dates. In the past, they put them into years, which added a level of navigation that wasn't really necessary for the process. So here we start with the year first, underscore the month, dot the date of the month, and then underscore CC exec to indicate what type of curriculum committee meeting it was. If you aren't already aware, the curriculum committee has two sort of functions. There's the executive committee meeting, which includes administrators and a subset of what is known as the full committee. They deal with administrative issues, and they meet every other meeting or so to deal with those things as the year goes on. And then there's, of course, the full committee meeting. But similar types of business happen at both meetings. So anyway, the reason why we've named the folders this way is so that they sort numerically by date. So you can just look back in time. This is actually 2016, so this is this forthcoming fall. 2016, this will be the November 22nd meeting. And going back in time, we see, let's go back to one that's already taken place. Here is a meeting from 2015, November 17th, 2015, the full committee meeting. This is probably the biggest meeting of the last academic year. And what you see is that we have the minutes from the meeting and we have the full agenda of the minutes and then the full minutes and then the full agenda. And then if there were any attachments for that agenda, we put those into a subfolder. And I would again encourage a consistent file naming convention. So what we are trying to do is to go into the past and move forward in the future following this convention so that all the meetings can be listed in folders going back in time. 2014, 10/7, it would be nice to add the extension of CC exec, CC full. That can be found just by looking at the contents of the folder. But I'm hopeful that Bella or you or maybe whomever is in the permanent positions will continue this and continue the cleanup that we are doing. You'll find that there's still some chaos going back in time. One other thing that's done is the curriculum action report, which is interesting. This is not something that the Modesto campus did, but Columbia does a report to the academic senate showing what happened in the curriculum committee meeting, which to me begs the question, why are the minutes not effective in doing the same thing? So my question is, can we make our curriculum meeting minutes more clear so that faculty don't need a separate report indicating what happened at the meeting in terms of curriculum? But we also have committee action reports that have gone out in the past and may continue. That will definitely be up to the faculty leadership and the VPI. I believe that the action report comes out of the database at this time, just like the agenda does as well. So what we ultimately want to take away from this particular video is developing a user-friendly file naming convention that will work for you and others. You may need to reorient people who are involved in curriculum to this file naming convention. For example, I'm not sure Kathy Schultz yet has had a chance to learn about this particular convention and why we do it. Notice that we include the 0 to ensure that we don't get _9. That will mess up the alphabetizing. So you have to be consistent with placeholders, etc., to ensure that you get this sequencing. So good luck with that. I think you'll really be thankful for it in the long run. Some people might not understand why or how it looks as such, but with a little orientation and more cleanup, I think people will see the relevance and the usefulness of it. So good luck.